All right, welcome to News 6 Extra. I'm Christopher Heath, back in the chair today, and we're going to get to weather in a second, but we will start today with a bit of sad news out of the world of wrestling. Hulk Hogan, who those of us my age, I guess I
Channel
should
6,
say,
we love you. And what?
Oh, there it is. Those of us who grew up watching Hulk Hogan on Saturday nights when NBC would supplant Saturday Night Live with wrestling, we got to watch Hulk Hogan wrestle. He's passed away at the age of 71 in Clearwater. The copy here indicating passed away from cardiac arrest. He was 71 years old. And I mean, I say this because, you know, people like myself grew up watching him. I mean, I vividly remember watching WrestleMania 3, you know, and he's wrestling Andre the Giant, you know, just a mountain of a man, and Hogan wins the match, and he was just an icon for so many people for so long, and really tragic to be reading this right now that Hulk Hogan has passed away. Again, at the age of 71, he will be missed. Okay, turning our attention back to here in Central Florida. I don't have to tell you, I told you last time I was sitting in this chair, it's hot, it's humid out there. We've got storms on the way. I'll let Candace explain a little bit more about what our weather is looking like right now. Candace.
Yeah, Chris, we're still going to see a couple more scattered showers in the forecast over the next couple of hours. It won't be as widespread as what we've been seeing for the past couple of days, but certainly can't rule out the chance of some of those stronger storms moving in from the south, heading up towards our northwestern communities. So we're going to keep about a 60% chance of rain in place throughout the rest of the day. But then as we head into Friday, really Saturday and Sunday, the heat, it's going to be front and center. That's going to be the big story over the next couple of days. We are going to be nearing record heat as highs are expected to reach the upper 90s in some locations, and rain chances will be almost at zero for this time of the year, only about a 10 to 20%. And when it comes to the tropics, the same area that's been bringing us rain for the past couple of days is now in the Gulf, and of course still closely being monitored by the National Hurricane Center. So here's a quick check on what NHC is showing here, highlighting it still in yellow, still giving it only a 10% chance of potential development within the next 2 to 7 days. But regardless of if it develops into anything before moving on land, it's still going to be producing a lot of rainfall across the northern Gulf. Locally here, just a little bit more of that tropical moisture lingers, and then we will not have to worry about that low whatsoever. So let's show you here this clouds and rain future cast here. By about 2-3 o'clock, we're going to start seeing some scattered showers lining up right between, let's say, I-4 and I-95. Some pockets of heavy rain, again, can't be ruled out, and that's going to continue to kind of push inland, kind of wrapping into parts of central and western counties there, Sumter, Lake, parts of western Orange and Seminole County as late as about 7-8 o'clock. And as the sun goes down, we're going to pretty much wrap up most of the rain chances. And then for tomorrow, I can't completely rule out the chance of a few storms, but again, it's going to be very limited, so coverage will go down to about 40% and then down to about 20% come Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. So as we take you here hour by hour for the next couple of hours, we're up to 94 degrees today. Again, our coverage about 60 to 70%. But it's going to be this guy, big ridge of high pressure that's going to replace that low that brought us all the rain. And it's going to anchor itself right across the southeast. And that's why we're going to dry out and then heat up. Notice our temperatures come Saturday and Sunday, 97, 98 degrees potentially. But then when you factor in the humidity, it will be feeling more like those triple digits, but getting close to almost excessive heat warning. So this is Saturday, 97, rain chance at only 20. The record to beat, for those wondering, 98 degrees, and then that heat index about 107 degrees plus. Then we're going to crank up that heat even further. Sunday and Monday, highs 98 degrees. The record to beat is 100. The heat indices, though, will be at about 110 plus. Now, if we get up to about 113 or so, we will have that opportunity to get into an excessive heat warning. I do think Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we will have those heat advisories. We could be close to the hottest, certainly the hottest weekend of the year so far. So again, high say 94. We're going to continue to climb as rain chances do drop off. And then we're going to start bringing back rain just a little bit by the middle and end of the next work week. But again, as you're making those weekend plans, Chris, you want to make sure that you're finding ways of staying cool and making sure you're taking those cooling breaks, staying hydrated, and everything in between. Back to you.
Shade, air conditioning, and hydration breaks. Yes, that sounds like Florida in the summer. All right, over to some developing news out of Brevard County. An overnight shooting left 2 people dead, 1 person injured, and a suspect is now in custody. News 6's Mark Lehman has this story.
We've been seeing a lot of activity here off of Washington Street. Several crime scene vans and detectives have been searching for evidence as that's been going on. We're also learning more about what happened, and we're hearing from a neighbor of the victims.
I heard pop, 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 pop.
Stephanie Chen says she thought those noises were fireworks, but within minutes, she saw the sheriff's office swarming her neighbor's home and learned there was a deadly shooting.
The couple's been there for a long time. I heard they took in a nephew.
Deputies are calling it a domestic incident. They say an older man ran to his neighbor for help, saying his wife had been shot. As that was happening, investigators say there was another round of gunfire, which hit both the man and the neighbor.
He could have run into my yard. He ran too close to home.
Both the husband and wife died from their injuries. The neighbor was treated and expected to be okay. Deputies say they were able to take the shooter into custody but haven't revealed details about a motive. Chen, meanwhile, says the violence is heartbreaking.
Just a shame. Unbelievable.
The sheriff's office says they're still working to gather more information about how everything unfolded, and that's reflected in what we're seeing in this neighborhood. We will keep you updated with any new details as we get them. In West Melbourne, Mark Lehman, News 6.
So from West Melbourne to Volusia County and DeLand, this is an interesting story that came to us from a viewer tip. And, you know, I think I already dated myself at the beginning of the broadcast talking about growing up watching wrestling, but I used to collect baseball cards back in the day and had a pretty good collection of them, and kind of gave them up as I got older. But there is another kind of collection out there, Pokemon cards, and, you know, from a Bulbasaur to a Squirtle to Meowth, they're apparently worth quite a bit of money, so much so that somebody apparently broke into a card shop in DeLand and stole $25,000 worth of these cards. Volusia County community correspondent Molly Reed has this story and the surveillance video.
The front door here at Gem Mint Cards has since been replaced, but the store owner tells us that the thief smashed it in Monday morning, getting access to the store and those valuable cards.
There was glass everywhere, cards everywhere.
Surveillance video shows the thief run into Gem Mint Cards with a hood, mask, and gloves on while carrying a plastic tub. They can then be seen behind the counter filling the tub with cards and collectibles. The store's alarm blared, but when DeLand police got here, the suspect had already taken off.
Most of these shelves contain like higher value Pokemon cards. A lot of them are graded cards. So like the top rated, like most expensive cards. And then a lot of our cards are used for players who want to build decks.
Owner Kristen Wybo says Pokemon cards are starting to gain more value. She thinks interest in them is creeping up to an all-time high. Overall, what would you say this was probably worth that he took?
$25,000, $30,000 that quick, yeah.
Just last week in the Mandarin area of Jacksonville, police say $5,000 worth of Pokemon cards were taken in a smash and grab. Last month in Marion County, Bellevue police say a thief stole $35,000 worth of Pokemon cards from a local store. It's not just Central Florida. Valuable Pokemon card thefts at collectible shops have also been reported in the last 2 months in several states.
So they all seem to match, plus the way that he wears gloves and a hoodie and everything like that, it seems very similar.
Wybo and her team have since cleaned up the store, but are wary leaving now.
A lot of people right now think of Pokemon as like money on a shelf, but like it sucks for everybody in the hobby because this is just like, you know, something that they love, something that they want to share with people.
Now the store has since reopened. Of course, police are still looking for that thief. If you have any information, the DeLand police ask you to give them a call. I'm your Volusia County community correspondent Molly Reed, News 6.
I'm sure there's a reference in here I could make about Gotta Catch 'Em All or searching for Team Rocket, but I'm not going to do that. We'll be right back. So there's now a city right here in Central Florida where you can walk around with an open container. Now, it's not as simple as just, pouring a little something into your favorite Stanley or Yeti. No, there are rules you're going to have to follow, and the city is even working on coming up with a specific design for a specific cup. But once that's all in place, as Eric Von Aken reports, you'll be able to walk around with a little something to drink.
This is Oviedo on the Park, the lakeside family-friendly city square where it hosts Oktoberfest, movie nights, and other events. So city council members nicknamed it Oviedo's Arts and Entertainment District. It's also where council members want you to be able to stroll and drink with an open container. And now, so do Florida's lawmakers, including Florida's governor, who agreed to give businesses in the special district special licenses to sell alcohol that people can take outside and walk around with. But even the mayor admitted it's not exactly art that makes the district special.
Should we consider changing the name? Because it is an incredible misnomer to call it an arts and entertainment district, and really it is an open container drinking district. I don't know, maybe people would want it more, and perhaps that would be a little bit more descriptive of what it is.
The city says the purpose of the drinking district is to, quote, provide new opportunities for equitable community participation.
Would you participate more if it was called a drinking district instead of an arts and entertainment district?
No. It doesn't make a difference for me.
City council members, though, now have to settle on rules for the district. So far, they've proposed open containers only during city events, only in the special district, only 2 drinks at a time, and only in a 16-ounce cup like this with a yet-to-be-designed logo. This is just an example. In fact, you could design it. The city has put out a call to artists willing to pay somebody $1,000 to design the official drinking district or Arts and Entertainment District logo.
But if there is flexibility in changing the name, is that something you guys might be interested in having a discussion about?
Oh. So right now, anyway, Oviedo continues to look for its logo, now through August 4th. So if you'd like to go for that $1,000, we put a link inside this story on clickorlando.com where you can upload your design. As for the open container ordinance, well, council members must now hold 2 public hearings to decide on those proposed rules before it can go into effect. Here, we'll keep you posted, of course. For now, I'm your Oviedo community correspondent, Eric Von Aken, News 6.
I think I'm going to enter that design contest. Kathleen, what do you think? You get like a chicken maybe holding a beer for a design?
I like it.
See? Halfway to $1,000 already. Speaking of walking around, not just in Oviedo with 2 drinks in your hands. So we've always been told to get out and get active. I have my Garmin watch right here, tracking my steps each day. And the rule of thumb's always been you want to get about 10,000 a day just to stay healthy and, kind of ward off some of the diseases that can creep up on you if you are too sedentary. But as CBS's Tina Kraus explains, we're now finding out 10,000 may be a little too much, or you can maybe get by with a few thousand fewer steps. She explains.
It's the lunch break, but there's no rest for colleagues Lori Othen and Kate Kinning as they chase their daily step goals.
I'm currently on 12,000 today.
I aim for 12,500 a day.
But new research finds just 7,000 steps could be the sweet spot for better health.
People who did 2,000 steps a day, which is a really low number, compared to 7,000 steps a day, the mortality risk was nearly halved in those who were more active at 7,000 steps a day.
Dr. Barbara Jeffress co-authored an international study looking at data from more than 160,000 adults. Those with step counts of 7,000 a day versus 2,000 reduced their risk of many health conditions, including dementia, cardiovascular disease, depression, type 2 diabetes, and cancer.
We could see quite significant and meaningful health benefits.
Should all of us be counting our steps?
I think steps are a great metric that people can relate to, but it doesn't tell us if we're doing them fast or slow, if we're going for a leisurely walk or a more intense run or jog. We must also include some of the activities which raise our heart rate and get us breathing harder to get the full benefit from exercise.
And while some have already blown past 7,000 steps.
You guys are kind of overachievers.
Yeah.
Jeffress says progress may count more than perfection.
Not everybody needs to reach 10,000 steps. We can still all do well at a lower level than that.
Every step counts.
Absolutely.
Because researchers found even smaller strides can deliver big benefits. Tina Krause, CBS News, London.
The important thing is to be active, like find excuses to go for a walk. If you're at a desk job like I have here, every once in a while, maybe get up, just stroll around. You don't have to get all 7,000 steps in one fell swoop. You can, parse them out through the day. But the thing is to stay active. I'm actually at 6,326 right now. So I'm almost there. All right, speaking of almost there, she is an absolute icon of music, not just country music, but music. Dolly Parton, whether you know her from her acting or you know her from her songs, the songs she's written, other people have performed. We all remember Whitney Houston singing I Will Always Love You. Well, Dolly Parton wrote that. She also wrote a number of other songs from Jolene to 9 to 5. But there's something else that Dolly Parton is not as well known for, but has spread across the country. News 6 anchor Lisa Bell has the story.
This year, American icon and music legend Dolly Parton is celebrating 30 years of getting results for kids around the world. I'm News 6 anchor and community correspondent Lisa Bell. In 2023, I told you about several local organizations that partner with Dolly Parton's Imagination Library to help fund and distribute books to kids across Central Florida. Now we have an update as those organizations have reached a new chapter.
Well, hi, everybody.
She's known around the world as a singer, songwriter, and musician, but Dolly Parton's lasting legacy just may be in all the books she's placed in the hands of children.
So inspiring kids to love to read became my passion.
Since 1995, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library has distributed more than 280 million books to more than 3 million children.
Of course, I haven't done this alone. The real heroes of our story are the thousands of local partners and organizations who have embraced my dream and made it their own.
Organizations like the Rotary Club of College Park, which this summer distributed its 50,000th book to kids in the community. To put that in perspective, the Rotary's Frank McMillan says it's a stack as tall as the Empire State Building.
I quite frankly feel that the 1,500 lives that we've touched is quite frankly one of the most meaningful things I've done in my life.
And Debbie Weinert, who we also met in 2023 when she launched Triangle Community Alliance in Lake County with just 70 kids enrolled in the program. Today, more than 1,000 children in Lake County are now receiving books once a month.
But when you're involved with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, as early as birth, up to 5, the children can accumulate a personal library of 60 books that they never have to get back.
Ding dong, ding dong.
For Orlando mom Marjorie Bernadelle, it's a gift that keeps on giving.
It just gives us an opportunity to sit together in a circle and just go over, the words. Like sometimes they don't understand. Like, Mommy, what does this mean? And it gives me an opportunity to explain it to them.
Lisa Volusia, Flagler, and Polk counties also have Dolly Parton partners. They all rely on community donations to fund the program. To see if your kids are eligible for the program or to donate, head to our website, clickorlando.com.
Great story there from Lisa. All right, that is all of our time. Thank you so much for watching. Kathleen, thank you as always. She does the hard work. I just sit here and stare into the camera and ramble between stories. She puts this all together, so thank you, Kathleen. And we'll see you back here tomorrow at 12:30 to do this again. Our news will be, of course, on the air today starting at 4 o'clock. Have a good one. Bye.